We are beginning with our prarthana. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चिच्च चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापित्यत सर्वं त्रिलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितं भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितं पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्ददामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुवन्तु दैवैः स्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतं मनसः पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणः देवाय तस्मै नमः। सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वां सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः। With this, we will move in our dhyan. Om. 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 We are in chapter 11 and beginning with stanza number 31, which is a very beautiful stanza. It has so much civility, so much mannerism, so much respect. And as you have noticed, when this Vishwarup Darshan and some of the horrible parts coming, these stanzas also became longer, 44 syllables and 4 quarters. So it is upajati. Akhya hi me kaha bhavan ugra rupaha. Oh, he's beginning with Akhya hi. He is showing now tons of respect for Sri Krishna. He is using the imperative mode of the verb here, Akhyahi. Akhyahi me kaha bhavan ugra rupaha. So fierce in the form, ugra rupaha. Namahatu te devavara prasid. He is now requesting, He Devavar, His Supreme of the Deva, please be pleased. He never saw this kind of form. He is frightened. And so he has a confusion. Who is this? Is this the same Krishna or something else is going on? So he is saying, tell me who you are. So much with the fierce form. I bow down to you, O God Supreme, have mercy. Prasid, have mercy. Vignatum ichchami, bhavantam adyam nahi prajanami tava pravrittim. Tava pravrittim. What is your purpose? I have no idea. I don't know that. And I want to vignatum ichchami. I am desiring to know that Bhagvantam Adhyam Nahi Prajanami Tava Pravrittim. So he's confused and he's asking, I want to know what is going on. And so that shows that he never had the clue that whatever he is seeing, he is going to see something like that. Sri Bhagwan Uvacha. So Sri Bhagwan, he is now clarifying who he is, what he is doing, what is his desire to do in this case. Kalaha asmi lokakshaya krut prabuddha lokan samahartum iha pravruttaha. Lokan samahartum iha pravruttaha. I'm busy trying to kill the people here. Kalaha asmi lokakshaya krut prabuddha. I am the time and I'm the world destroying time. Then again further he says, and this is a marvelous thing, this is going to kind of get rid of a lot of confusion that has arisen in Arjun's mind. Rute api, even without you, he's saying, Rute api tvam na bhavishyanti sarve ye avasthitaha pratyanikeshu yodaha. Anikesh એટલે army, and pratyanikeshu, all there assembled to fight, angry. And so he's telling Arjun that even without you, these warriors arrayed in hostile armies will not leave. So now he tells that it is already done, and you can see that. Tasmat uttishta. So now he is saying, hey, I have already taken care of that, even if you were not here. Tasmat uttishta yashahala baswa. Therefore you arise and you gain the labh, the benefit. Jitva shatrun bhungswarajyam samruddham. By killing, by taking victory over these enemies, you get the yash, you get the fame. Maya eva ete nihataha. Maya, by me. Maya eva, of course, by me. Nihataha, this have been killed. Purvam eva. पहलेથી જ મેં કિલ કરેલા હતા. પૂર્વમ એવ નિમિત્ત માત્રમ ભવ સવ્યસાચિન. So hey Savyasachi, you become just like Nimit, that you are the only person who becomes like for the outside world that you did that, but otherwise I have already done that. So that is a big clarification, and now all of the beginning confusion he had that, oh, I'm going to kill these people and that is not what I'm supposed to do, etc. That will be taken care also. Dronam cha Bhishmam cha Jaydratham cha Karnam. These are the names of the big hero on the opposite sides. Tatha anyan api, and other people, anyan api yodhaviran. Maya hatan tvam jahi mam vyathishta yudhasya jetasi rane sapatnan. So he's giving the names also, and he's saying that, hey, these are also all killed by me, and therefore don't get distressed with fear. Fight, and you will conquer your enemies in the battle. So he is kind of promising all that things. Now, Sanjay is narrating the story. So he comes in and giving the report to the Maharaja Dhritarashtra. Etad shrutva. There is a very nice sandhi here. Au sambrine, by listening this, vachanam keshavasya krutanjalihi vepamanaha kiriti. Vepamana, એટલે ધૂજતા ધૂજતા, shaking. Krutanjali, બે હાથ જોડીને. નમસ્કૃત્વા ભૂયઃ એવ અહ કૃષ્ણમ સગદ્ગદ બિતઃ પ્રણમ્યઃ. સગદ્ગદ. સગદ્ગદ એટલે ગદગદ થઈને. નમસ્કૃત્વા ભૂયઃ એવ અહમ કૃષ્ણમ સગદ્ગદ બિતઃ પ્રણમ્યઃ. આવું કહીને હાથ જોડીને હવે કૃષ્ણ અને કંઈક અર્જુન કહેવા માંગે. So now Arjun speaks. Sthane Rishikeshah tava prakirtya Jagat prahushyati anurajyate cha. Jagat prahushyati, he Krishna. આખું જગત આનંદમાં છે આ તારી પ્રવૃત્તિથી. અનુરજ્યતે, આનંદ ભોગવે છે. રક્ષાંસી ભીતાની દિશી દ્રવંતી. અને રાક્ષસો, mean souls, because of fear they are running away. સર્વે નમસ્યંતી ચ સિદ્ધ સંગાહ. અને the mob of the siddha people who have done a lot of tapasya and they are called siddha. They are namasyanti because they know that something right is happening. Marvelous scenario there going on. And this is one of the things is in the Vishwaroop, in the infinite Roop, the part of the Roop is going about the war scenario and the result of the war scenario. So all that is the part, not the whole thing. The whole thing is something infinite kind of thing. And we have seen the description of that before. અને હવે એ સવાલ થાય છે, કસ્માત ચતેન નમેરન. અને વળી તમને કેમ ના નમે? કસ્માત ન નમેરન. આત્મન ગરીયસે બ્રહ્મણ અપી આદિ કર્ત્રે. અનંત દેવેશ જગન્નિવાસ તમક્ષરમ સદ સદ અસત સદ અસત પરમ યત. સદ અને અસતથી પર, being and non-being થી પર, that is sad asat param. And why should they not, O great souled one, bow to you? That is what he is saying. Greater than all the primal cause, even of Brahma, O infinite being, O Lord of gods, O abode of the universe, you are the imperishable Aksharam, the being and the non-being, Sad Asat, that which is the supreme. So he's talking to the Vishwarupa Sri Krishna. Tasmad eva Purushah Puranah Tvam Asya Vishwasya Param Nidanam Vettasi Vedyam Cha Param Cha Dham Tvaya Tam Vishwam Ananta Rupam. So he's saying you are the primal God, the ancient Purush. He says, Tvam Adidevaha, you are the primal God and the ancient Purush. You are the supreme abode of all these things. Vishwasya Param Nidanam, you are the supreme abode of all this. You are the knower and the knowable. Vittasi Vedyam, that is, you are the knower and knowable. You are the knower and knowable and the supreme abode. This universe is pervaded by you, O being of infinite form. Vishwam Anantarupa. So whatever he sees, he is kind of communicating to Sri Krishna. Vayuhu Yamaha Agnihi Varunaha Shashankaha. Vayu, Yam, Agni, Varun, and Shashank, Mun. Prajapatihi Tvam Prapita Namaha Namahate Astu Sahasrakrutya Punascha Bhuyaha Api Namaha Namahate. You are Vayu, Yam, Agni, Varun, the moon, Prajapati, and the great grandfather. Salutation, salutation to you 1,000 times, and again salutation to you. So he is showing tons of respect and tons of devotion to the Vishwarupa Sri Krishna. And now he realizes, oh man, without knowing all this infinite Sri Krishna, I have been treating him like a friend and used the phrase which I don't think now should have been used. So he has regret for that. And because of his regret, he is saying, Sakha iti matva prasabam yad uttam he Krishna he Yadav he Sakha iti ajanata mahimanam tava idam maya pramadat pranayena vapi. So he is saying that uh, because I believe you as friend and I believe you as friend, I have spoken rashly and carelessly, addressing you as O Krishna, O Yadav, O friend, looking on you merely as a friend, ignorant of this your greatness. So he is saying that I was in ignorance. Ignorantly, I have spoken a lot of different names, and I didn't know your greatness. Yacha avahasartham asatkrutah asi viharasya asana bhojaneshu. Viharashaya asana bhojaneshu. Sometimes the words are tangled so nicely in the Sandhi. So it is Viharashaya asana bhojaneshu. Ekaha athava api achyut tat samaksam tat kshamaye tvam aham prameyam. In whatever way I may have insulted you for jest while at play, reposing, sitting, or at meals, when alone, O Achyut, or in company, that I implore you. હું હવે આજીજી કરું છું. I implore you, immeasurable one, to forgive me. મને માફ કરો. I didn't know all these things, and that's why this kind of things happen. Then now he is saying, Pitasi lokasya characharasya tvam asya pujyah cha gurur garyan na tvat samah asti abhyadikah kutah anyah lokatraye api apratim prabhav. You are the father of this world, moving and unmoving. Pita asi, you are the father. And whose father? Lokasya characharasya. This moving and unmoving thing, you are the father of those people. Tvam asya pujyasya guru garyan. And you are greatest guru. None there exists who is equal to you. In the three worlds, who then can excel you, O being, O unequaled power? So he's saying a lot of good words, a lot of great things for Sri Krishna, just to kind of, with the feeling that, oh, he should not feel bad about the way I have been treating him. Tasmat pranamya pranidaya kayam prasadaye tvam aham isham idyam Pita eva putrasya sakha eva sakyuhu priyaha priyayaha arhasi deva shodum. So now he is saying, the way therefore bowing down, protesting my body, he says, I implore you, adorable Lord, hey respected Lord, to forgive me. How to forgive? Bear with me, O Lord, as a father with son. The way a father would forgive son. As a friend with friend, a friend would forgive friend, and as a lover with his beloved. So, in this kind of style, please, you also forgive me. That is what she's saying. Look at the mannerism he is exhibiting. He is, he's not showing his valor, or he's not showing his uh, the supreme heroic personality, but he is imploring now to Sri Krishna, begging to really forgive. Uh, you know, Adruštapurvam rushitah asmi drashtva bhayen cha pravyathitam manah me tada eva me darshaya deva rupam prasiddha devesh jagannivas. So now his final request, he's saying that please, as I rejoice that I have seen what was never seen before, but my mind is confounded with fear. Show me that form only, O God. Have mercy, O God of gods, O abode of the universe. So now he is begging that show me your regular form. I am terrified. And what kind of form? So he is giving the description here. Kiritanam, with the mugat, crown. Kiritanam gadinam chakrahasti chakrahastim ichchami tvam drashtum aham tatha eva tena eva rupena chaturbhujena sahasrabaho bhava vishwamurte. So he is again specifically mentioning that I desire to see you as before, crowned, bearing a mace, gada, and a discus in the hand and chakra, in your former form only having 4 arms, oh 1,000 arms, oh universal form. So he's saying, you are 4 arms also, you are 1,000 arms also, and you are universal form also. But I want to see that regular form which has the crown, which has mace in your hand, which has discus, all those things. See, the human form I want to see. Then Sri Bhagavan Uvacha here. And now on, the stanzas would turn drastically. All this is 47 stanza, but 48 is still Upajati. 49 is still Upajati. 50 is still. And then beginning 51, it comes to Anushtup, so the regular tone. So from 51, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is preparing for chapter 12, the Bhakti Yoga. He's gonna be thunderbolt there. A very surprising statement he's gonna make. So usually there is a transition in the last part of the chapter which want to connect to the coming chapter kind of thing. So slowly, Sri Krishna, when he come back to his usual human form, he is toned down completely. And he is preparing to build a bridge with chapter 12, the Bhakti Yoga, a very surprising yoga. Because so far, it was tons of theoretical things, tons of Gnana Yoga, tons of Sankhya philosophy. But then he come down to earth. And not only for analytic mind, but for any mind, how somebody can approach him. So he's going to bring those points also. We'll be reading here carefully now. Maya prasannena tava Arjuna idam rupam param darshatam atmayogat darshitamat atmayogat tejo mayam viswam anantam adyam yadme vad anyena na drashtapurvam. Graciously I have shown you, hey Arjun, this supreme form by my yoga power. Darshitamat Atma Yogat, my yoga power. This resplendent Tejomayam, resplendent, universal, infinite, Vishwam Anantam Madhyam, Yadme Tvad Anyen Nadrashtapurvam. This form of mine was never seen by Anyan, by other person, except you. So he is clarifying that. Now he is saying, if somebody is thinking to see me and he is under illusion that, oh, I will do this thing or that thing, and I will be able to see. So he is clarifying that by doing this thing, you will not be able to see this. So let's see what that is. Na Veda Yagna Adyayanaihi. This is all 3G Vibhakti plural. Na Veda Yagna Adyayanaihi. વેદથી નહીં યજ્ઞથી નહીં અધ્યયનથી પણ નહીં ન દાનૈહિ દાનથી પણ નહીં ન ચ ક્રિયાભિઃ ન તપોભિઃ ઉગ્રૈઃ ઉગ્ર તપશ્ચર્યાથી પણ નહીં મળું એવં રૂપઃ શક્ય અહં રૂલોકે દ્રષ્ટું ત્વદન્યેન કુરુ પ્રવીર. So this Swarup, neither by the study of the Vedas, nor by yagnas, nor by gift, nor by rituals, nor by severe penances, can this form of mine be seen in the world of man by anyone else but you. So he is clarifying that only you, O hero of the Kurus. Mate vyatha macha vimuda bhavaha drashtva rupam goram idruk. Goram idam idruk. Let me see. Idruk mama idam. Goram idruk mama idam. It's a marvelous Sandhi kind of thing, so much tangle there, you know. Vyapetabihi pritamanaha punahatam tadeva me rupam idam prapashya. So he is saying now, don't be afraid nor bewildered on seeing this terrible form of mine. Free from fear and delighted at heart, do you again see this my former form. So he's going to come back now, the former form. And in between, meanwhile, Sanjay is jumping. Iti Arjunam Vasudevaha tatha uktva. By saying so, the Vasudev uktva, after saying, Swakam Rupam Darshayamas Bhuyaha. Swakam Rupam, his own Rup, the original Rup, the human Rup, Darsayamas, shown, batav, Bhuyaha, again. Asvasayamas, Chabita biten bhutva punaha somya vapuhu mahatva. Somya vapuhu, je ભયભીત અવસ્થા હતી તેમાંથી સૌમ્ય સ્વરૂપ Mahavir Sri Krishna Abhiga. Having spoken this way to Arjun, Vasudeva showed again his own form. And the great souled one, assuming his gentle form, consoled him who was terrified. So he is back to his human form. And look at the turn here. The stanza 51 is coming back to Anushtup. All the terrifying things is over now. And now Arjun is speaking again in a normal tone. Drashtva idam manusham rupam. Avu manushya rup joine. Tava somyam janardana. Your somya swarup, he Janardan. Idanim asmi samvruttah sachetaha prakrutim gataha. So he is now saying that having seen this gentle human form, O Janardhan, I am now composed and I am restored to my own nature. Sachetaha prakrutim gataha, my own nature. So he is telling Sri Krishna that I am back to, I was terrified, but now I am back to normal. Sudarsham idam rupam drashtavan asi yad mama. Sri Bhagwan is speaking now. Sudarsham idam rupam drashtavan asi yad mama. Devaha api asya rupasya nityam darshakankshinaha. This, my form, after seeing this form with Sudarshan Chakra, even they are always desiring Kankshinaha to see that form. So he is clarifying that this form is a very unusual form that I have shown you. Very hard it is indeed to see this form of mine, which you have seen. Even the devas are very eager to see this form. Na aham vedaihi. Again, the clarification is coming, which is establishing the connection to the following chapter. Na aham vedaihi. ત્રીજી વિભક્તિ બહુવચન છે અહીંયા આગળ ન અહમ વેદૈહિ ન તપસા તપથી પણ નહીં વેદથી પણ નહીં ન દાનેન ન ચ ઇજ્જયા ઇજ્જયા એટલે સેક્રિફાઈસ સેક્રિફાઈસથી પણ નહીં દાનથી પણ નહીં તપથી પણ નહીં અને વેદ વાંચવાથી પણ નહીં શક્યમ એવમ વિદઃ દ્રષ્ટુમ દ્રષ્ટવાન અસી મામ યથા જે રીતે મારું સ્વરૂપ જોયું તેવું જોવા ના મળે વેદથી તપથી દાનથી અથવા તો સેક્રિફાઈસ. He is clarifying because some people may think, oh, I'm going to do this thing, એમ કરીને પલાઠી વારીને બેસી જાય પણ કેમ એ આવી રીતે જોવા મળવાનો નથી. Bhaktya tu anyaya. Now the real part is coming. Bhaktya tu anyaya. Ananya bhakti. Bhaktya tu ananyaya. Shakya aham eva vidah Arjun. આમ જેવો દેખાયેલો હતો એવું એક ભક્તિથી જ્ઞાતુમ દ્રષ્ટુમ ચ તત્વેન પ્રવેષ્ટુમ ચ પરંતપ. He is clarifying this stanza 54 has a tons of weight. But my unswerving devotion can I of this form be known and seen in reality, and also enter into, O scorcher of foes, Parantapa. Parantapa means scorcher of foes. Hey Parantap, આ રીતે મને જોવો હોય તો but unswerving devotion, he is bringing bhakti yoga here. So he is clarifying કે તપથી, વેદથી, સેક્રિફાઈસથી એ બધાથી હું નથી દેખાવાનો. માત્ર અનન્યયા ભક્ત્યા, by only ananya bhakti. And there will be details of what is the meaning of ananya bhakti. And the last stanza here, which is sort of also bringing the flavor of the previous stanzas. Mat karma krud, mat paramaha, mat bhaktaha, sangavarjitaha. જોયું આમાં મત મત આવે છે તે મત કર્મ કૃત મત પરમઃ મત ભક્તઃ સંગવર્જિતઃ. He who does work for me, and there are two issues going on here. In the Vibhuti Yoga, someone had an illusion that he is not bragging. I'm this, I'm that. And there are some people, they pick up this thing, mat, means ke maru dhyan daro, maru am karo. So some people say he's talking so much me, me, me. But I'm not going to use the phrase, it is said out of ignorance, or I would not use the phrase ignorance. I would use the phrase lack of proper information. What is a lack of proper information here? And because of that, some people puzzle that, oh, he is only saying me, me, me. Maro bhakta tha, maru am kar, ananya bhakti kar. He is just saying me, me, me. And in the Vibhuti Yoga, he was, bragging kind of language. But reason this kind of opinion is generated is not out of ignorance. It's a very hard word, so I will avoid that. But I will use a lack of information. What information is not there in their mind? In their mind, they don't know that Sri Krishna is Advait. What is the meaning of Advait? Nothing else is existing. He is the only one occupying the whole space and whole time. To whom he is going to say me, me, me? He is the only one, so he can say me. Me is the only thing there. And that is why that is the most appropriate language he is using. He is not saying me, me, me. Also, he is not bragging. To whom he is going to brag? He is the only one standing there. There is none else there, and therefore there is none else to hear the bragging. On the contrary, one has to understand that he is very loudly and clearly exhibiting that he is the only one there. That is the point. We should very clearly grab out of all the chapters so far we have traveled. And after this much understanding, our journey in the following stanzas would be very, very easy. So this is the end of this chapter. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upnishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastra Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga Nama Ekadashodhyaya. In the Upanishad of the Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge of Brahman, the supreme, the science of yoga, and the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. This is the 11th discourse designated the yoga of the vision of the cosmic form. Fantastic. We have acquired, I think, a lot of understanding about Advaita and Sri Krishna. Worshipping Sri Krishna as a human form, but now we know he is also the infinite Advaita, same person, no difference. So somebody worshipping in the morning with a flower or a diva to Sri Krishna as a human picture, he unknowingly is worshipping the Advaita. These two parties again coming in chapter 12. One worshipping with a human form, with a flower, and one sitting in the corner with dhyan and thinking Advaita. Who is better? So first, in the following chapter, because this last couple of stanzas in chapter 11 is leaving some question in Arjun's mind, the first thing he does is ask the question. And that chapter has a tremendous turning point. We dualists always see this is right and this is not enough, etc., out of lack of information. They both, because there are no two in this world. Anything you do, you are worshipping the same thing. So we have gone through this long chapter of 55 stanzas, and you have shown marvelous patience and peace and understanding. So I believe you may have some interesting questions. We will go over maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And after that, we will have the ending prayer. And then we'll move on. So if you have a question, please, let's talk. What do you want to say? Anything? All right, then we will go to.
I wanted to say thank you.
Oh, who is this?
Sunil.
Oh, how are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
You don't want to ask any question?
I just wanted to say thank you. No questions right now, but I will come up with something.
I'm glad to hear your voice. There was, your presence is also appreciated. So thank you for coming, Sunil Bhai.
Thank you. So, Amrit Bhai, since you're open to a question, why do human beings like to worship God in the form of a human being.
See, the when you do activities in the beginning through mind, slowly when you progress, you move from mind to your soul, or what I call chetana, and then even further. Then our thinking and perception evolves. It gets with more clarity, more vivid. But in the beginning, we stay in the mental zone, and mind is not able to cross the boundary of finite and infinite. Mind like to dwell in finite. The mind perceive good and bad. If we say something bad to a person, the person would feel bad as long as that person is living in mind. Not too many people, very rare person might know that mind is a detachable entity in our constitution. And once you detach that, your vision is different. Then from two-leg Krishna, you will see Krishna in flower also singing with music. You will see Krishna in sun shining. You will see everywhere. That is what happened to gopis. Even though they were they were, the village country people. When Uddhav wanted to teach, the gopis replied that, hey, we have given our mind to Krishna. We have no mind. And when there was no mind, they were visualizing Krishna everywhere. Everywhere. So it is the gradation in the spiritual journey. Somebody may go in the human Krishna form, but then probably after progressing may also start visualizing Krishna everywhere, not just in the picture. And then the third stage, the human form and the infinite form would dissolve as one. There is no two different things. So it is, the answer is in the gradation, the spiritual gradation of the person.
Thank you.
Nothing is wrong. And that is chapter 12. Mayaben want to speak, or Chandrakant Bhai want to speak? He's a speaker.
Chandrakant Bhai.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question in continuation of what Sunil asked just now. What language does God speak?
He can hear you.
He can hear me.
Which language are you here?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I'm. He speaks the language of Bhava.
Bhav,
Bhav,
heart.
Bhav is generated from your Antahakaran, which is residing in your heart. The language is Bhav will speak only one word, and the
No.
language would have to speak more than 1,000 words to express that Bhav. It's again in the gradation.
I was just
You
being,
might have experience talking to Sri Krishna with a smiling face, and he has heard you. Didn't you ever, Chandrakant Bhai?
yes, it was a rather facetious question because I understand what you're saying, but this came from a memory that I have. We were at a social gathering of some sort, and there were people speaking different languages, and the conversation got to the point where everybody thought that God speaks their language, what they were talking. So I said, I posed that question to people. I said, what language does God speak in? And then there was utter silence. That just what you expressed. It's not the language. It's the bhav, how you communicate with
See,
that
the
supreme.
problem is we are always trying to get the answer from within our framework. But if you want to get the answer from the framework of the infinite, Advait, you will have the full answer. In the duality, the answer is partial.
Right, I understand. But yeah, I don't think the people who are believing in duality will accept that answer.
Why do you want them to accept? If you are contented in yourself, you will smile at that, at them. My friends, sooner or later, when you will have the right information, you will be like me.
Thank you.
Very interesting. You people are so deeply intelligent people, and have very potent logic here. I'm very, very happy that you are listening to me, in when the stanzas are moving on. So the questions are very, very valid questions.
We have to keep up with our highly intelligent teacher as well.
Oh, I don't think so, Chandrakant Bhai, Not really. Okay, who else is there now? Somebody?
What?
I don't want to let you go without, having a confusion in the mind, and that is why I'm pausing a little bit for you. I had all these questions too myself many years ago, though. I used to sit. અમારા ગામમાં એક તળાવ છે. મારા ઘરથી બહુ દૂર નહીં, 2 મિનિટ ચાલતો જાઉં તો તે તળાવ ઉપર પહોંચી જાઉં. હું જરીક ગુજરાતીમાં બોલું. અને કહેતા કે હું 4 વર્ષનો હતો ત્યારે તળાવ ખોદાયેલું અને એ દુકાળ વખતે ખોદાયેલું. જે માણસો ખોદતા ખોદતા મરી જતા એ લોકોને એ પાળમાં દાટી દેવામાં આવતા. એટલે ફરતેની 3 માઇલ લોંગ પાળ એ આખું સ્મશાન થયેલું. પણ 3 જનરેશન પછી તો મારા જેવાને પાળ જ દેખાય, એ સ્મશાન ના દેખાય. પાળ ઉપર હું બેસતો 12, 1, 2 વાગ્યા સુધી એકલો જ અંધારામાં. પાળની પેલી બાજુ એક શિવ મંદિર હતું અને બરાબર 90 ડિગ્રી આમ મારો ફેસ ટર્ન કરું તો 3 માઇલ દૂર બીજું શિવનું મંદિર, પણ તે એક ભયાનક વગડામાં હતું અને ત્યાં સ્મશાન હતું. એ પાળ ઉપર બેસતા આવા બધા સવાલો જે તમે પૂછો છો તે ત્યાં રિઝોલ્વ થયેલા. સીધું જોઉં તો એક મહાદેવનું મંદિર દેખાય અને આમ 90 ડિગ્રી ફરું તો બીજું. અને જ્યારે પણ હું ઇન્ડિયા જાઉં તો ફર્સ્ટ થિંગ આઈ લાઈક ટુ ડુ ઇઝ ગો બોથ ઓફ ધ પ્લેસીસ, because the questions which I had I didn't have nobody to answer. You won't believe, but when I go to sleep, put my head on the pillow, and pull the blanket, the first thing happen is I am on that Taravni part. અહીંયાથી પણ ત્યાં જાઉં છું. આવી આ થોડીક વાત કરી. તમને થતું હશે કે એ ક્યાંથી? એને કોણે કહેલું હશે? So any more question? Or do you want to do the closing prayer and move on? But remember now, the next time the chapter 12 is a tremendous turning point and a blowing of atomic bomb. And the 12th chapter is the last chapter of the second block of 6, 6 and 6 stanzas. If you have observed, the first 6 chapter was talking about Tvam. તમારા વિશે વાત કરેલી. તમે આમ કરો, કર્મણ્ય એવા અધિકારસ્તે રાગદ્વેષ વિયુક્તૈઃ. એ બધી જ વાત ત્વમ, તમને કહેવામાં આવેલી. 7 થી 12 સુધીના ચેપ્ટર તદની વાત આવી. તદ એટલે તે, ધ સુપ્રીમ. અને અત્યાર સુધી જોયું તેમાં વિભૂતિ योग અને વિશ્વરૂપ આંખ વટાવી ગયા. અને છેલ્લો 12મો અધ્યાય તો ટોટલી 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 આંખ વટાવી જશે. And then 13 through 18 chapters you will see the connection between tad and tvam. તે અને ત્વમ છેલ્લા 6 ચેપ્ટરની અંદર he will prove that is a sea, means that is you. Oh my God. The Vedanta I call, where Gita is Shiromani of all the scriptures, Brahma Sutra another one, Upanishad another one, Vivek Chudamani is another one. If somebody doesn't want to believe Tattvamasi, can read Vivek Chudamani, which has 581 stanzas. And in a pure mathematics, Shankar has proven Tattvamasi. It's a marvelous scripture. So, in Vedanta, there is no lack of any pustak which will not bring you home. Tattvamasi. ઘણીવાર કાર ડ્રાઈવ કરતા હોય ને તત્વમસી થતું હોય અને રેડ લાઇટમાંથી જતા હોય. તત્વમસીનો ભાવ આખો 24 કલાક રહેવો જોઈએ એવું મારું માનવું છે. હું કોઈને કહેતો નથી. ત્યાં મન નથી. અને વિવેકાનંદે કહેલું એકવાર કે જેણે તિરાડમાંથી આ વસ્તુ જોઈ લીધી છે એ પછી એને મૂકવાનો નથી. તે એને પંથે પડી ગયો. માર્ગ એનો સરળ થઈ ગયો. So anyhow, this is the synopsis I am telling you, 6 and 6 chapters. People have read probably Gita, Slokas, everything. But until you squeeze the heart of the scripture, and until you establish yourself in the truth, and in the truth, the meaning of that is without any doubt. Now you are moving on without any doubt. That is the marvelous stage. It may take many births or whatever. I was listening to one of my friend who was a head of the department of Sanskrit department of Gujarat University, Professor Bhatt. He sent me once in a while some Sanskrit clipping. And last week he sent me Buddha Jayanti. A very small episode. And he speaks in Sanskrit only. So you have to have that understanding also. But I will just quickly run you through. This is very interesting. He said Buddha's one avatar was Khargosh, rabbit. And one time in the jungle, all the animals gathered and they took vow that before we will eat anything, like cat says, I eat mouse, lion says, I eat animals, rabbit says, I eat grass. Whatever we will eat, they agreed. We will first feed it to somebody and then we will eat. So everybody agreed. And Indra thought, I need to check out whether they are phony or they are real. So he came down and he talked to cat. Well, I have some stock of dead mice. You can have if you want. Ah, Indra say, Indra kon khawan. So then he went to another. And then he came to that rabbit. Rabbit said, well, હું તો ઘાસ ચારો ખાઉં તેમાં તને શું આપવાનું પણ હું મારી જાતે જ તને હોમાઈ જાઉં છું તારે જે કરવું હોય તે કર ખાઈ જા મને. And Indra did not tell he was Indra, so he said, well, તું આ અગ્નિ પર બેસી જા ને જરા શેકાઈ જાય પછી હું ખામ તને. So rabbit became ready. He thought there may be bugs in his fur, so he kind of shook the body and prepared himself and jumped on the fire. And as soon as he jumped on the fire, the fire was like no fire. It was all cooling effect. So he said, well, put the fire here. You want to eat. You may be hungry. And so Indra came. No. I did not come to eat you. I came to test you. And you passed the exam. So your picture will be in the moon. And that is the Buddha Purnima, the full moon. And the story goes that Buddha's one avatar was that rabbit, who is now in the moon, kind of became famous. So there are many, avatars that people have. They don't know what kind of journey they have gone through and all that. But I think one of the thing is that we need to have the goal that વિવેકાનંદની જેમ એક તિરાડમાંથી જરીક દેખાય અને મારો રસ્તો ક્લિયર થઈ જાય. પછી કોઈ સવાલો રહેતા નથી. ચાલ્યા જ કરો. ચાલ્યા કરો. So that's about all today. I will go to closing prayer. And thank you for listening to sometime I'm kind of going over. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asatah Ma Sadgamaya Tamasah Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namah Hari Om. So thank you very much. I'm going to close this session.